Hey group hosts, it is great to be with you on this Wednesday. I know some of you have already started your groups. Some of you might meet tonight or in a few nights. So thankful for each of you. And every Wednesday we're going to be sending you a weekly devotional video that I hope is helpful and encouraging to you and just a blessing to you. This isn't for anybody else, just for our group hosts to say thank you. We care about your spiritual health, and I hope that this is helpful for you. We're going to go through the book of John, chapter 10, pretty well-known verses, but just look at a few encouraging pieces in a few different verses. So let me read it for you. John 10, verses 1 and 2. Jesus says, "Very truly I tell you, Pharisees, anyone who does not enter the sheep pen by the gate, but climbs in by some other way is a thief and a robber." He says this, "The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep." So right away in this chapter, Jesus says, listen, there are two things at play here. You who are following me have an enemy. And if you've been following Jesus for longer than a few days, you've probably figured that out. But verse 2 gives us a promise that not only is there an enemy, but there is a shepherd. And he is that shepherd. So we need to be aware of the enemy, but not focused on him. It's helpful to know that there is an enemy, that he's there, but our focus remains on the shepherd. You know, I don't know what you're walking through this week. I don't know all the different things that you're facing. I can guess that because you've launched out to host a group, whether this is your first season or your 10th, that you're facing some attacks, some pushback from the enemy. And let me just encourage you today, friends, that the shepherd is greater than the enemy, that our focus is not to be on the enemy, but rather to be on Jesus, to be on the shepherd who is there with you every step of the way. Whatever you're facing, whatever trials are before you, or whatever great celebration moments are before you, let your focus today and this week be on the shepherd. As you encourage your group, remind them of this same thing, to look to the shepherd, to see Jesus before them, and to put their hope in him instead of what the enemy is doing around you. I'd encourage you today to give Jesus your greatest fears. Whatever you're fearful of, whatever the enemy is trying to do in your life, give it to Jesus, leave it with him, trust him this morning. He is a good shepherd for you. Let me pray for you. Father, I thank you for each of these group hosts, and Lord, I ask that you bless them. Father, give them a greater awareness that you're their shepherd there with them in every moment. Let their eyes not be stuck on the enemy, Lord, but on you. Father, help us to keep our eyes on you throughout today, because we need you, Lord. Amen. Have a great day.